So Lyle McDonald is like Marmite. You either love him or you hate him. Let's break down Lyle McDonald's bulking program. I like Lyle McDonald. He says how it is. And he's had a lot of back and forth with many fitness influencers in the YouTube space, especially Mike Idritel. I'll put a link in the description if I can find his podcast he did, and it was a back and forth. It was really good. It was a good debate, so I'll put a link in the description for that anyway. I digress. So first of all, I'd say this program is probably for intermediate. Coming off 5x5, you could try this hypertrophy version of the program. He does have different versions that I'll put in the description. He has like a deadlift version, he has a power building version that you can do. Pretty simple in a way that you do an upper lower. They are the same exercises for each day. I'll come on to a bit later why I didn't think that was good, but that was in my personal opinion. The program is really structured and there's no fluff, there's no junk volume. It's literally volume based training instead of trying to get stronger in a sense. For example, on one of the parts of the program, I think I did like 100, I think it was 100 kilos. I did 4 sets of 8, and then I went back the next week and I did 105 for 4 sets of 6. But when I compared the two, the 100 for 8 was more volume than the 105 for 6. I got 8 more reps on the 100 than I did on the 105. But you'd think, oh, I've done 5 kilos extra, so that should make me stronger, right? And the volume was lower than the week before. So it kind of gets you thinking on that, no, I want to get the upper threshold of the volume rather than the intensity. So it kind of changed my way of thinking of training in this program, where I was looking on trying to hit the top end of the reps at the lower weight, just because I wanted to get my volume up. And it was a different way of training, because normally, like with the background in powerlifting, it is more about like getting stronger. But with this, because it's hypertrophy, it's like, okay, no, we need to look at more volume based. So I'll show you the volume that I did here throughout the 3-4 weeks that I did this program, and then what I did previous on the other program is going to be here, and you'll see the difference in the volume, and the volume is ridiculously a lot more. So let's look at the program itself. You have squat, RDLs, I did front squats, and then I did Nordic curls. I completely missed out the calf work. I play football twice a week, so I don't really need to do that much calf work. My calves get so tight, so I completely didn't do the calf work. And then for the upper body, it was bench, rows, shoulder press, weighted pull-ups or just normal pull-ups, and then a bicep and tricep finisher. I never went above RP8. I went too close to failure. I never went to failure on any of my sets, and this was good. It kept me fresh. However, with my squat, I did start getting, after the 2nd or 3rd week, getting a bit of back pain. And I don't know if that was because I was squatting twice a week. It might have been just too much for me back to handle, because I didn't have any leg press or leg extension in the gym that I'm in, my garage gym, because it did say leg extensions, but I didn't have that, so I had to change it up a little bit. And I think just doing too many squat patterns really messed up my back. However, if I did go to a gym that wasn't in my garage, then I probably would have done leg press instead, or probably leg extensions, and maybe that would have took a bit of pressure off my lower back, to be fair. I was doing intermittent fasting on the program as well, and you'll be able to see how my body's changed. It's second to none how well the program has actually gone for me. Because my lower back was a little bit fried, I think if I do the program again, I wouldn't have 2 squat sessions, or I'd change the variations of the squat. So if I had like a normal squat on the Monday, on the Thursday I'd change it to like a Bulgarian split squat. But if you want a little bit more variation, you can swap like the shoulder press out one day for an incline press. And maybe if you can't do bench twice a week, I was fine with bench twice a week, But if you can't do bench twice a week, if it's a bit naff on your joints, you could do maybe like a normal bench press, and then for your second exercise on your second day, you could do like a dumbbell press. If you're in a gym, you could do like a chest press. Just varying your exercises but targeting the same muscle. Maybe that could be a factor that you could incorporate into your program. So for me, I did it for 3 weeks and then I have a deload. That's normally how my body works anyway. It's a 12-week program, but you could probably put in your deloads when you need to. And I think this is good because Lyle McDonald puts that in the auto-regulatory part of the program, where you can just drop a set down for your deload week, drop the reps down as well, and then the next week you could try and go again and go after it. Everyone's time to peak is different. Figure it out yourself. You could go 5 weeks, you could go 6 weeks. Just find what works best for you. And I think Lyle does it really well, that you can do that in the program. That it doesn't have to be every week you have to get more volume, because eventually your body will just like shut down on you, or you might get a niggling injury here or there. So I think if you can try and set your deloads up whenever you feel comfortable, do that and then go again. If you can change the exercises and variations but hit the target muscle group that he says to hit, I think you'll be fine. Lyle on this program prioritizes compound movements, and if you're a natural lifter, I think that's the best way to go about it, especially if you're coming back from off 5x5 or you're coming off a 531. A lot of compound movements, and if you can stick with the compound movements, I think that's gonna really be beneficial. It hits more muscle groups. Definitely compound movements, I think, is always the best way to go, especially if you're a beginner, early intermediate. It normally takes about 40 minutes. It never took me more than 40 minutes to an hour to finish this program. Maybe what I would say is if it was me trying to do this program again, I would maybe put some like lat raises in there or something, rear delt flies, to make it a whole bodybuilding program. Maybe some glute work as well. I know you can get glute work from squats and RDLs, but I think just adding maybe a hip thrust, something like that, might just make this program, just iron it and just make it a little bit better. But you could even add a 5th day if you really wanted to. Add a 5th day and just do lat raises. You could do maybe an extra set or 2 of arms and maybe some hip thrusts, and then you've got a well-rounded program. To be fair, a really well-rounded program. You could use this for the whole year and just change the variations of the exercises, and you'll get stronger and you'll look bigger as well, and you're driving hypertrophy. So if you can do that, by all means, go for it. I mean, I think it is a really good program. If you're cutting and doing this program, you can do it. However, I would suggest to take a couple of sets out here and there, because it is quite taxing. Cut each set by 1. So if it's 3 to 4, do 2 to 3. If it's 1 to 2, just keep doing 2 sets, but going on the lower end of the rep scheme. It's a great program for natural lifters. I'll put the link in the description. The next program I'm gonna be doing will be running my own program. But yeah, link in the description. Try it out. I'll see you in the next video.